Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophia Pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue unpacking these quotes. And okay, so he was saying in 2021 at CCP's annual gathering that 伟大、光荣、正确的中国共产党万岁. Okay, to a Chinese ear, this 万岁 immediately revoke in us of this 毛主席万岁. Okay, first it's 毛主席万岁. That's a set phrase that every Chinese have to recite, have to chant over as if all of us were mesmerized by this message. It's long live Chairman Mao. And this 万岁, actually, this was an expression used to use from the servants or the court people to the emperors. Often they have to like chanting over like the emperor, long live the emperor. And Chinese uses 万岁. You can see 1 is 10,000. It's Chinese in daily life's max number. I mean, in today's digital age, we have terabytes, right? Something like an extraordinarily big number. That's in our era, like we can even conceptualize such a big number related to huge number of data or computing power. But in ancient time, the daily lives marked by this high volume of what? That's the biggest number conceivable to everyday people's lives. That's 10,000. Okay. And when we say 10,000 years, that means eternally, like there is no end to it. Okay, so 中国共产党, that's full spell out of CCP, 中国, central country. Okay, China as a culture. Well, I guess in the past, it's often this land was often titled under the surname or the special character picked by the emperor of that dynasty. So we have Qing, Qing dynasty. That's the last dynasty. It was kicked off before, CCP or before World War I and II. Wait, when was? I think it's in 1911. The last emperor was dethroned in China, and the CCP name 中国 as 中国 as central country. So it's a very self-centered view, as if China is the center of the universe, if not the center of the globe. Therefore, it's a central country. Anyways, that's self-referral of what China is about. I mean, in English, China is simply, I don't know where this word China came from. Probably it's the sound, spelling of self-referral back then in the first encounter of the two different cultures, right? At least from outsiders' view, that's how this local people call themselves. Something sound like China. And it definitely has no sense of that's the center of the universe kind of thing, right? But in here, Chinese self-calling themselves 中国 means we're the central. We are at the center place. Okay, that's China. And 共产党. Last episode, we talked about communism. Chinese translation actually is a shared production party instead of shared consumption party or shared property party. Hey, actually can be both production and property. So property means asset. So I guess in that sense, shared asset party could mean wealth distribution. So instead of production, originally I thought this could be asset. New discovery. Okay, so CCP, 10,000 years means long live CCP. Okay, and then 伟大光荣正确的, that's the 3 descriptors CCP entitled themselves to. Okay, so how they're thinking themselves to be, they are 伟大. 伟大 is a Chinese way, I mean, English equivalent of great party. I mean, that's legit, right? Everybody would backpack. Political parties or political figures would address themselves as a great nation, right? A great party. I mean, that's everybody do that. Chinese way to say great is simply grand and big. That means big on the bigger side. Okay, so that's great. And then 光荣, Chinese use, 光荣 is equivalent to English glorious. Okay, glorious. Why you think yourself is glorious? That means you achieved something extraordinary in the past. So this is kind of historically proven as a high accomplishing party. So that's what 光荣 is about. And 光 is about the light. So this beaming light. And 荣 is about a plant. This is a flourishing plant. So Chinese use two symbols from two different things, combine them together. Either the light is beaming or the plant is flourishing together to create this sense of glorious. Like it's simply like at its peak, it's its best shape ever. So that's 光荣. And I'm calling out this 荣 to dissect what 荣 is about. So you can see this is a tree-based icon. Now, 荣 have this tree symbol. That's the canopy. That's the root connected by the trunk, turned into root, right? That's how Chinese depict a tree. And then here, this big arch thing actually means a space. It's actually a bordered and a protected space. And then there are two fire symbols on top of that. So the fire symbols, together with this space, actually means the light, like I guess in ancient times before street lamps, before electricity, or before this gaslight electricity to create a city lights. Ancient times, this protected like a fortress of, I guess, a town or something are going to be lit up, were lit up by fires. So small torches of lights scattered around the town, and that's how this night lighting of this fortress would look like. I mean, in the countryside, it was all dark, right? That was before electricity. You can all imagine the globe when it's on the dark side, it's complete dark, except for these fortresses that if they want to have some evening, I don't know, drilling or building some activities, night activities, then this fire, this torches of light needed. So that kind of firelight fortress paired with this tree then gives you the sense of this flourishing. Why? According to some scholars who also, just like me, try to come up with stories of how to, piece all these icons together to make sense, to mean eventually flourish. So we kind of reverse engineer to show, okay, so this is a plant, yes. And then the two fires, somebody's imagination, is symbolizing the flowers from that tree was so glaringly distinctive, almost like light balls kind of shining or scattered around the tree. And I'm not sure about what this arch is about then. It could be that that's the type of tree that was planted within this fortress to provide bigger shade, because they are the type of trees that grew huge canopies, therefore provides more shade, therefore is preferred as the avenue liners to create shade in the city. All kinds of possibilities. So eventually this fire-lit fortress, city friendly big canopy tree was used to mean flourish. That means this, at least it's a flowering. It's a flower. It's blooming. So give you the sense of it's growing as a flourishing. It has a fireball-like flowers or canopies. Okay, 正确. Chinese pair 正，正 means directionally facing the right direction. And then 确 means confirm. So, okay, 正确 in Chinese is a two-step concept. So 正 is first, you think you're facing the right, you're going on the right track, you're facing the right direction. And 确 is the feedback loop to confirm that, yes, you are on the right track. So Chinese have this two-step way to confirm that you are indeed proven, truly correct. So that's Chinese correct. So Communist Party, through Xi's words, using these three descriptors, are saying, okay, CCP, long live CCP, because we have such a CCP who is great, who has a glorious past, and who are making the right decisions, making the right calls to lead China, to rule China. So Chinese, eventually, the media and the Chinese people who is trying to boil this further down. I mean, Chinese is this amazing language, have this capacity to, in data world, would call it dimensional reduction. So it's such a long, worthy description, right? And Chinese have this amazing way, just like English in acronyms, right? We just use one letter to represent the whole word. And just a few letters combined together to represent the whole expression, right? That's English. English have this reduction function as well. Chinese use in a similar way to pick out wei, guang, zheng, pair them together as all around awesomeness party. So this is all correct, all glorious, all great party. So I call it all awesome party. And okay, in expressing this all awesomeness, because of this glory, I grew up in the era when China was still heavily influenced by Russia. I mean, Soviet Union, I guess. That was before the Soviet Union collapsed in 1989. I grew up in China, and I still can see the artworks in China a lot of times depicting, have this, I guess it's a wood block print because it's cheap to reproduce, to create this beaming, this sun beaming effect. And that's a very communism propaganda thing now looking back. And somebody created this artwork to show this Wei Guangzheng, the sense of Wei Guangzheng. It's so glorious. You know, it's almost like in English, we have Jesus standing in this halo, right? With lights beaming around it. In a similar fashion, right? This iconic Chinese political leader placed in as if it's a ball of sunlight. It's in the middle of the sun. And then they beaming, create its universe, light up its universe, have its people following him, and long live the party and the leader as well. So in here, it says loyalty. Okay. When somebody is claiming they're all awesome, you as people's only choice is to be loyal to this all awesome party and the party leader. Okay. And in the bottom, somebody say 无限忠于 means unlimited, unconditionally be loyal to this great leader and this great Mao Zedong 思想. So they're still call back to the founding figure, Chairman Mao, and 无限忠于习主席的革命路线. Okay, 革命路线, do you see that? Revolution path. And when we talk about revolution, it's called back to a lot of things in the memory of Chinese. I live in the post-cultural revolution generation. So when I grew up, China was still, the mentality, the mindset was still revolution, cultural revolution, mind controlled. So I can see, like I grew up, I was born into this weird world where people were having public life and private life is two separated layers. Like you cannot show your freedom of speech, thoughts, true thoughts at all. And people are, talking about authenticity, over there is anti-authenticity. Whatever expression in the public you choose have to be, just like loyal, because of this logic. It's all awesome. Therefore, you have to be loyal. Therefore, you cannot even have a second thought or second opinion, second to any of this. So that's the world I was born into, and that's the 革命, what it's called back to my mind. And we're coming back to that era. Almost like, right? From this poster, it looks like he was positioning himself, or at least, I'm not sure if this is 高级黑, which is sarcasm from the media, somebody who is not buying into this, therefore dial this up to the extreme to make you see, okay, this is what it's about. If they're talking about their awesome party, therefore you have to come to this conclusion of have to be unconditionally be loyal to all this, and almost like place him as a god figure, right? All right, so that's 习主席的为光正 self-congratulatory definition of the party themselves. All right, cash into the currency of thinking by one word today with Sophie. See you in that day.